what would you be teaching? So like, what are the rules of money and success or business? Like, where would you start? What would you teach someone right now?
I think that's a good point. And to your earlier point, Rich Dad about money, people say, oh, I'd rather be happy than be rich. I'm like, well, why in the world would you not be both? But Rich Dad always said, he said, money may not be the most important thing in the world, but it affects everything that is important. Like that, it affects your healthcare, it affects your level of education, affects the food you put on your table. It affects your day-to-day life. So why would you not learn about it? And I would just start, Robert and I do not have kids purely by choice. We have a lot of friends that do. And what they're doing with their children is, even though, the kids are going to school, they're not homeschooling them necessarily, but the kids are going to school. But then when they come home, they take the time to teach them about money. They take the time to talk to them. Most of them are entrepreneurs. They involve the kids in the business. They involve the kids in the financials. So, of course, Rich Dad, of course, I recommend all of our products, and we have kids products. We have Cash Flow for Kids. We have a graphic novel called How to Get Out of the Rat Race for kids. So, but I would just start teaching, kids are so interested in money so early. And just the fact of giving a child to last this long and how are you going to spend it, and just opening up the discussion. I think one of the things that's really important is to teach kids the language of money, because there's so much jargon out there that, people make themselves look smart by using all this jargon. And when you call them on it, a lot of people don't even know the definitions of the words they're using. So we created a game because a game is fun and it's entertaining, and it kind of tricks people into learning because they're having so much fun. They don't realize they're actually learning something. So we wanted to make it fun and entertaining. And we also wanted to make it so that Robert and I were not dependent on going all over the world teaching this. Instead, people could teach each other. And just to back up just a bit, the reason we created the game, and I'm not trying to sell the game, it's a great teaching tool, is because in 1994, Robert was financially free. Everybody came to us and said, oh, you must have $1 million set aside to become financially free that you can live off of. And I've said, no, we're not. We don't have millions of dollars. What we have, very simply, is we have $10,000 a month coming in every month, mostly from our rental properties. But we only have $3,000 in living expenses. This was back in 94. And so at that point, we had more money coming in without working than was going out in living expenses. And that's our definition of financially free. So everybody kept asking us how we did it. So we thought, well, let's put something fun together so people can teach one another and have a good time learning.
So how would you advise someone to start moving in that direction, right? There's a lot of people that they don't even have a business. Maybe now they're starting to think about it, or maybe there's some people that are doing well, but they want to get to the next level. What are you looking at in the economy? And do you think that real estate is the safest place, or acquiring businesses, or how does someone start moving more in that direction here as the tides are shifting?
Well, and we don't know how this is all going to play out by any means, but one thing anybody could do today, and this is how I started many, many years ago, go out and buy a 1 ounce silver coin. 1 ounce silver coin today is probably going to cost you about 16, 17 US dollars. But what that does is now you've parted with money. You always have to have some money in the game. You got to get out of the theory and actually put some money down. So I'm talking just about $16, $17. But now you have this 1 ounce coin, and all of a sudden it's gonna spark your interest. You're gonna want to learn more. And so you can go online and look at the price every day of silver. Why is it up? Why is it down? You'll start getting engaged in articles about silver and gold and precious metal, how that all works. That's one thing somebody could do today. Or you could start some type of a simple business on writing we all have some, a friend of ours office, he's an expert on mechanics. He loves work cars. And so you can put a little book together on how to change a spark plug. I mean, whatever it is. and just put it out there. You're doing so much great work, Jake, with your podcasts and all. People could start a podcast. Just start doing something. But if you want to learn about money, I would say you got to put some money down. Real estate, to be honest, there's going to be a huge opportunity in real if you know what you're looking for, because a lot of people are turning in the keys right now. They're just turning in the keys and walking away. And this is what happened in 2008. In 2008, when they had the subprime crisis, a lot of people walked away from their properties, which was a buying opportunity for a lot of other people. And I'm not saying, you want to prey on the misfortune of other people. If you do know what you're doing, you also help people out who can't keep paying their bills and paying their mortgages. So I guess right now you got to look at, there's different asset classes. There's business, there's real estate, paper, stocks, funds, mutual funds, there's precious metals, commodities, oil, gas. Understand which area is most of interest to you. What are you interested in? Because if you're not interested in it, you're not going to take the time to learn it and study it. But when you find something that really interests you, then move forward with it, and move forward with the fact of, I don't want to be in this situation of depending on my boss, who now just fired me, or depending on the government, who may or may not give me that. We don't know yet. I want to be in control of my life. And I think coming from that point of view, I love my freedom, and I love to be in control. That's why in the stock market, Robert and I have very little in the stock market, because we have over what happens with that company and what happens with that stock. With our real estate, we control the income, we control the expenses, we control the debt. We can make things happen. So I think if you can get into the mindset of more of an entrepreneurial mindset, which is real important, and there's so many books out there about that. But you got to start thinking differently, because it is changing. And we don't know what's going to happen with business. I'm the optimist. And I'm like, okay, we will slowly get back to work. We'll slowly start opening our doors again. People will start getting more confident. But this really could be a turning point for a lot of people to do something different with their life. And if this isn't, what is?
Yeah. If this isn't what is definitely, people are running out of worst case scenarios, in that there's really not, at this point, you're not going to lose anything by starting a no or low cost business.
No, exactly. And it can be no cost. People think you have to have money to make money. It doesn't. Robert and I did not have, when I was buying our first property, probably the first property didn't have any money. And actually that was a great thing, because it forced us to get really, really, really creative on how to find the money. And in our businesses, we started our businesses with no money, and it forces you to figure out how to make money. It forces you how to keep your doors open. I'll tell you one quick story. Years and years ago, when Robert and I were in California, we were just starting our business. We had no income. We had no job. And it was 1988, I believe, and we were in La Jolla, California, which is very expensive. And we decided we had to get an apartment. We were tired of living in our friend's basement. We were tired of living in this beat up old car. And so we talked to this agent. I don't know how we did it, but we talked this agent into renting us a $1,200 a month apartment right in the heart of the village of La Jolla, which is beautiful. And because we had to pay the rent, we had to scramble like crazy to make money in our business, if nothing else, just to pay the rent. So sometimes it's good to put yourself, and a lot of people have involuntarily put themselves in the situation where they've got to do something to make money, to put food on the table. So sometimes when you put yourself in a dire situation, how do you react? Do you come out like, one of the keys to success is resiliency. How well you come back from a setback. A lot of people have a major setback right now. How are you going to respond? Are you going to come out stronger and better and smarter? Or are you going to go, oh, I'm going to have the government has to take care of me. Oh, I'm going to go on Social Security. oh, I'll do whatever they say just so I can have some money. That's slavery. That's slavery.